Have you ever looked at someone who's a really high performer and just thought, is that some kind of magic? Like they were just born with something the rest of us weren't? Well, what if I told you it's not magic at all? It's actually a process. Think of it like modern-day alchemy, and it's something you can absolutely control, starting right now.
I mean, it's the question we all ask ourselves, right? When you see someone just excelling, crushing it in their field, you can't help but wonder what their secret is. Is it just pure raw talent? Some secret discipline? Or did they just get lucky with their genes?
Well, it turns out the answer is way simpler and, honestly, way more accessible than you'd think. It all boils down to one single, incredibly powerful leverage point that anyone, and I really do mean anyone, can use to totally re-engineer their life. So here's our game plan. We're going to start with the GIGO we know, then we'll flip it to the GIGO we need. After that, we'll get practical with a guide to sourcing your gold, an action plan for your gatekeeper, and then we'll wrap it all up with the new alchemy. Okay, let's kick things off with a concept that some of you, especially if you're in the tech world, have probably heard before. It's called GIGO, and really getting a handle on this is the first crucial step to unlocking your own potential. In computer programming, GIGO is basically a law of the universe. It means if you feed a computer bad or flawed data, it doesn't matter how powerful that computer is, it's gonna spit out a useless, flawed result. Simple enough, right? But what happens when we take that same exact principle and apply it to the human brain? This is where the stakes get so much higher. See, for a computer, bad data just means a bad result. But for your brain, it's actually way more dangerous. Because of this amazing thing called neuroplasticity, your brain physically changes and adapts to whatever you feed it. So when you're constantly feeding it garbage, junk news, toxic social media, negative chatter, your brain doesn't just produce a bad thought. It literally starts rewiring itself to get better at processing garbage. It specializes in it. And the cost of that rewiring, well, it probably looks pretty familiar. We're talking about that low-level, chronic anxiety, making bad decisions on the fly, and feeling like your creativity has just completely vanished. You get stuck in these reactive emotional loops, mindlessly doom-scrolling, and getting pulled into conversations that just drain you. You are, in effect, training your brain for low performance. There's this fantastic old Persian proverb that just nails this idea perfectly. What is in the jug is what comes out of it. It's so simple, but so true. You can't fill a jug with vinegar and then be surprised when honey doesn't pour out. What you put in is always what comes out. So the real question becomes, what are you putting in your jug? Okay, so we get the problem. That's the bad news. But here's the really good news. This is the part where we stop being passive victims of whatever inputs are thrown at us, and we start becoming the active engineers of our own output. And this right here is the paradigm shift. We're going to take that old idea, garbage in, garbage out, and we're going to leave it in the dust. We're embracing a new mantra, a much more powerful one. Gold in, gold out. It's a simple flip, but believe me, it changes absolutely everything. So what does this actually mean? Gold in, gold out is the conscious process of curating and filtering every single thing you allow into your mind. It's about treating your attention like it's the most valuable currency you have. This isn't just about thinking positive. No, it's a systematic, deliberate process for engineering high-quality thoughts, decisions, and actions. It is, quite literally, alchemy for your mind. All right, so if we're going to commit to putting gold in, we first need to know, what does gold even look like? Where do we find it? Let's break down the 3 essential types of high-quality input you need to start sourcing. Think about it in 3 buckets. First, you've got intellectual gold. This is the deep stuff, reading challenging books, learning a complex new skill, anything that builds real, new pathways in your brain. Second is environmental gold. This is all about the people you spend your time with and the actual physical spaces you're in. And third, there's biological gold, the food you eat, the quality of your sleep, the air you breathe, the fuel for the hardware. And let's just pause on that environmental gold for a second, because this quote from Jim Rohn is one of the most powerful truths out there. The people in your life are not just bystanders. They are active inputs. Every conversation, every interaction, it's programming you. So surrounding yourself with motivated, smart, positive people isn't just nice, it's like a direct infusion of gold into your system. Okay, now for the most important part, because knowing what gold is, well, that's not enough. You need a system to actively filter out the garbage so you can let the gold in. This is your action plan.
I want you to hold on to this metaphor. Think of your mind as a factory. And if you want that factory to produce pure gold, you have to hire a really, really strict gatekeeper for the front door. This gatekeeper has one job and one job only, to inspect every single thing that tries to get in and ask, is this gold or is this garbage?
And here's what that gatekeeper's filter system looks like in action. When it comes to media, you filter out the endless, useless scrolling, and you replace it with specialized podcasts or deep audiobooks. For relationships, you filter out the energy vampires, you know who they are, and you actively seek out mentors and mastermind groups. Internally, you catch that self-critical voice and replace it with genuine gratitude. And physically, you filter out the clutter to create a space that's actually designed for focus. See, it's a simple, powerful replacement strategy.
So what happens when you actually do this? When you put that gatekeeper on duty and you consciously, day in and day out, choose gold in, gold out, well, something pretty incredible starts to happen. You go beyond just self-improvement. You start practicing true alchemy. Because this is the ultimate takeaway, the big secret. High performance, creativity, even what we call genius. These things are not accidents of birth. They're not magic. They are the systematic output of a carefully managed system. They are built, one golden brick at a time, by the inputs you choose every single day. And this final idea just captures it all so beautifully. Your mind is a garden. It's fertile ground. And every piece of information you consume, every conversation you have, every thought you think, it's a seed. You have a choice in every single moment to consciously plant flowers or to just stand by and let the weeds take over. So I'm going to leave you with a challenge. This isn't just some interesting idea, it's a call to action. What if, for just the next 7 days, you became the strictest gatekeeper your mind has ever had? What if you started a content diet tomorrow morning and only allowed pure gold in? What kind of amazing golden output do you think you could start producing by this time next week?